Hello and welcome back to another video. This one is going to be about the dance I just recently had at my school. Now, this is probably going to be one of many videos because I will go to many dances, hopefully. So expect this to be a series eventually. Without further ado, here's a story. Before the dance, there was some sort of I don't know, pre-event thing where you could, if you went to the pre-event, you could get in for free, but I didn't do that. I went home and got ready and then came to the dance. I was not going to go to this pre-event for multiple hours. I get to the dance, and first of all, actually, before I continue, there are some important characters in this story. So the notable characters are me, obviously, my homeboy JP. For the purpose of the story, I'll be calling the two girls we were with J and A, just because I don't know how they feel about me using their real names. So, And then my other homeboy, Grant, he said I could use his name, just not his last name. It's Grant, by the way. We get there and we're just kind of walking around, talking to some friends, just seeing it get all set up. And then we see some dudes that we know are walking around with clown face paint, but it's tough to describe it, but it's cool. It's cool clown face paint. So we were actually thinking about getting it, but we didn't know what we were gonna get. This was me and JP, but we weren't sure, so we kind of held off on it for a while. In the meantime, they had nachos, so I got the nachos. The cheese was like rubber. The cheese tasted terrible. Well, it didn't taste terrible. By the time we got to it, it was just cold, hard cheese. They had melted it over the chips and then it just froze. And so eventually JP decided, oh, I wanna get a face paint thing. And so he walks over to the thing. Lo and behold, one of the girls doing the face paint thing is JP's friend, Jay. And so Jay is trying to do some stencil thing on JP's cheek, except it is going terribly. She keeps painting on it and trying to let it dry, but when she takes it off, it just smudges. She does it 3 times in a row, genuine atrocity with 3 different colors. So by the end, it's just poop brown smear on his face because she kept mixing colors. Terrible. And so I'm heckling her because it's funny. And she goes, fine, you do it. And I go, oh, that. Because I know I'm a great artist, obviously. So I grabbed the paintbrush from her and I'm dipping in the paint, which I said was construction paint, and it was going to melt his cheek off. Because I don't trust putting random stuff on my face. And so we're discussing things, and Grant comes and leans down to me, because me and JP are both sitting. Grant walks over, leans down, and goes, you should put a Star of David on his cheek. And we are both cracking up, and we actually go, that is an excellent idea. So, but we're kind of concepting just a Star of David, or is there something else we should do? Turns out Jay got face paint done, or the same face paint, but she got a thing on her neck, and it was like a Spider-Man spider. And so we devised that the perfect kind of paint thing would be a Star of David as a spider. The Star of David would be the body with spider legs. And, my expertise, I was able to craft it up, and it actually ended up looking really good. For a while, we're just walking around showing everybody, and everybody's laughing because, it's hilarious, and it was excellent. I don't mean to self-blaze, but I think it was pretty good. I did kind of mess up the corners, but whatever. And so after that, we kind of just went and sat down, me, JP, J, and A. While we're sitting down, there was some majestic sunset, and it was beautiful, painted the school orange. And after that, we're kind of walking around as it's starting to get dark. The DJ is interesting. They had a DJ, and we could suggest songs, but I don't know if any songs we suggested got played, because I got Man in the Box, and they never played it. I put it halfway through the dance, and they did not ever play it. And Grant kept walking up to me going, hey, guess what? They haven't played it yet. And I go, I know, Grant. I've been listening. While we're walking around, we see this dude in full black and a full-blown trench coat. And we were just laughing so hard. But I mean, I guess this girl digged it, so I can't really judge. Afterwards, there was a big kind of mosh pit in the center, and or a lot of people were down there, and the main mascot was in the middle. and everybody was like grabbing onto, I don't know who was in the mascot costume, grabbing onto the mascot. Well, the mascot was throwing it back on the crowd. It was so funny. And so as the night came to an end, we decided to do the obstacle course. There was a big inflatable obstacle course there, which me and JP had actually done before many years ago at a different event. So we decided to run it back. After all night of trying to convince JP, I finally got him to do it because we were in line and the dude running the obstacle course went, "All right, guys, I'm only going to keep this on for another 5 minutes. So this will be the last run." And yeah, so we just slipped in just as soon as it was about to close. And we're racing. And basically, the whole premise was that we were basically just going to fight in it while trying to make it to the end. Like, this wasn't a race, this was a battle. We're running and we're just like punching each other, grabbing each other. JP is much, much bigger than I am, by the way. He's like 6 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier. So it's kind of a losing battle for me, but whatever. And so we're wrestling and he actually gets ahead of me and I'm like, this can't be. So I'm running super fast, like getting hit by these big, like standing up inflatable things in the obstacle course and diving through a bunch of holes. And we get to this part where you have to climb up the side of like a wall that has little notches. It's kind of like a rock wall, but all the rocks are just squares. And we get to the top and we're actively pulling each other down. Like, I'm like holding on to him as he goes. And at the top of the rock wall thing, it's a slide to get to the end. And JP's already ahead of me. So I just throw myself down the slide head first. And I launch out the back and end up on, like, splayed out on the grass. And I'm like coughing, but I won at least, sorta. I won at what cost? Worthy sacrifice. Big kudos to Jay for holding our stuff because, like, she held our phones and stuff so it wouldn't get broken. After that, the dance was basically ending. So me, Jay, JP, and A, and Grant all go to the Taco Bell across the street. And I eat, and I got a crunch wrap, which are bus, don't even get me wrong. And the battery acid called Mountain Dew Baja Blast. That thing, it's probably like highly toxic for you. It makes you infertile, but you know, it was good. So whatever. Big props to JP for paying for my food. But on the way home, JP goes home on his own. But me, Grant, and our other friend I call T-Man are all being brought home by Grant's father. And on the way home, Grant's father asks if Grant even got any play that night, like got any girls, which he didn't. No shade, Grant. No shade if you're watching this. He didn't. And his dad starts saying it's okay to be gay, and the whole car is just laughing because that's crazy. Your own dad asking if you're gay, basically. But that was it. Got home, you know, chilled. Honorable mention from another dance I went to was the Taquito Shrine. Basically, there were taquitos, and some kid built like a shrine in the bathroom, in the boys' bathroom, obviously. A shrine of taquitos in the bathroom, and it was pretty funny, actually. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.